Welcome to the best 100 curiosities about ancient Egypt that remain a mystery, and let's begin. 1. The construction of the pyramids remains an enigma, as it is uncertain how they transported such heavy blocks with the technology of the time. 2. The purpose of the Sphinx of Giza is unknown. Egyptologists debate whether it was a celestial guardian or a divine representation. 3. The location of Cleopatra's tomb is unknown. Despite being one of the most famous pharaohs, her final resting place is a secret. 4. The advanced mummification techniques have been lost. The exact details of how they preserved bodies so perfectly are a mystery. 5. The meaning of hieroglyphs was lost for centuries until the discovery of the Rosetta Stone allowed them to be deciphered again. For 6, the curse of Tutankhamun's tomb is famous, with many unexplained deaths surrounding its opening, fueling the legend. 7. It is not known for certain how they aligned the pyramids with such astronomical precision. Their knowledge of the cosmos was astonishing. 8. The whereabouts of Alexander the Great's body is a mystery. Although he is believed to have been buried in Egypt, his tomb has never been found. 9. The exact function of the Zep Tepi, or the first time, is unknown, a mythical period from which the Egyptians claimed to descend. 10. The origin of the Sea Peoples is unknown. They attacked Egypt and caused the collapse of several civilizations. 11. The technology for cutting stones like those at Pumapunku and Egypt is a mystery. The cuts are so precise that they seem impossible. 12. The real use of the so-called Antikythera mechanism is unclear. Although found in Greece, its technology suggests lost knowledge. 13. The disappearance of the city of Iti is an enigma, a lost capital mentioned in texts but never found. 14. The purpose of the stone spheres found in Scotland and Egypt is unknown. Their perfect shape puzzles archaeologists. 15. The identity of the pharaoh who ruled during the biblical Exodus is an open debate. There is no consensus on who it was. 16. The cause of Tutankhamun's death is uncertain. Theories include a chariot accident or assassination. 17. The location of Thutmose III's botanical garden is unknown, a mythical place filled with exotic plants. 18. The technique for creating Egyptian glass is a mystery. They achieved brilliant colors that are difficult to replicate today. 19. The astronomical knowledge used to build the Karnak complex is enigmatic. Its alignments with stars are precise. 20. The identity of the pharaoh queen Nitocris is doubtful. Some scholars believe she is a legendary, not a real figure. 21. The function of the pharaonic power rods is unknown. They are believed to be power tools or symbols. 22. The disappearance of Cambyses' army is a mystery. 50,000 Persian soldiers were lost in a sandstorm. 23. The use of the lotus plant in rituals is enigmatic. Its hallucinogenic properties might have been used in ceremonies. 24. The location of the Library of Alexandria was lost. Although it is known to have existed, its exact contents are a mystery. 25. The technique for polishing red granite is a secret. They achieved surfaces so smooth they reflected like mirrors. 26. The origin of Egyptian medical knowledge is uncertain. They performed complex surgeries with surprising success. 27. The identity of the sons of Horus is debated. It is unclear whether they were gods, real beings, or abstract concepts. 28. The cause of the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty is complex. A mix of treason and natural disasters erased it. 29. The purpose of the tunnels beneath Seti Thorn's temple is unknown. A subterranean network with an uncertain function. 30. The technique for creating such durable papyri is a mystery. Many have survived millennia in perfect condition. 31. The identity of the heretic pharaoh Akhenaten is fascinating. His religious revolution still raises many questions. 32. The location of the lost oasis of Zerzura is a myth, a legendary place many searched for unsuccessfully. 33. The use of sound in the construction of monuments is a theory. Some believe they used resonance to move stones. And 34. The disappearance of the city of Thinis is an enigma. It was the first capital, but its trace was lost. 35. The function of the stone discs found in tombs is unknown. Some relate them to UFOs. 36. The mathematical knowledge to calculate the volume of pyramids is advanced. They used numbers that are not fully understood. 37. The identity of the Lady of the Golden Mummy is a mystery, a high-ranking woman with no known name. 38. The technique for dyeing fabrics purple was a secret, a color reserved for royalty and gods. For 39. The purpose of the headless statues is debated. They might be representations of defeated enemies. 40. The cause of the biblical plagues of Egypt is uncertain. Some seek natural explanations like volcanic eruptions. 41. The location of the Egyptian labyrinth described by Herodotus is unknown, a gigantic building that has never been found. 42. The use of animals in sacrifice rituals is enigmatic. Millions of animals were mummified for dark purposes. 43. The identity of Pharaoh Den is mysterious, one of the earliest rulers with seemingly legendary achievements. 44. The technique for manufacturing such long-lasting cosmetics is a secret. Their eyeliners have survived millennia. 45. The purpose of fertility dolls is debated. It is unclear whether they were toys or ritual objects. 46. The disappearance of the god Set from the pantheon is intriguing. He went from a principal god to being demonized. 47. The location of Cleopatra's emerald mine was lost, a source of wealth that has never been rediscovered. So 48. The knowledge of electricity in Egypt is a controversial theory due to the absence of soot in tunnels. 49. The function of flint knives is a mystery. They were used in rituals, but their exact symbolism is unknown. 50. The identity of the architect of the Great Pyramid is uncertain. Although attributed to Hemiunu, there is no absolute certainty. 51. The technique for creating instant fire is a lost secret, chemical formulas they used in ceremonies. 52. The purpose of ceremonial maces is debated. They could be symbolic weapons or tools of power. 53. The cause of Ramesses III's death is an enigma. He was a victim of a plot, but the details are confusing. 54. The location of the Egyptian Tree of Life is mythical, a concept that appears in texts but has no physical location. 55. The use of hallucinogenic fungi in rituals is a theory due to representations in some murals and hieroglyphs. 56. The identity of the Hyksos kings is mysterious, invaders who ruled Egypt and then disappeared. 57. The technique for creating waterproof bitumen is a secret, used in embalming and construction. 58. The purpose of the dream stela is enigmatic, stones intended to induce prophetic or healing dreams. 59. The disappearance of the cult of Serapis is intriguing, a syncretic god that was eliminated with the arrival of Christianity. 60. The cause of erosion on the Sphinx is debated. Some argue it is from rainwater during a wetter period. 61. The location of the Palace of Memnon is unknown, a legendary place for which only references remain. 62. The use of magnets in rituals is a mystery. Magnetic objects have been found in religious contexts. 63. The identity of Queen Khentkaus IV is confusing, a powerful female ruler with masculine titles. 64. The technique for creating exotic perfumes was lost, fragrances that, according to texts, lasted for years. 65. The purpose of the curved Kopesh swords is debated. They might be for combat or purely ceremonial. 66. The cause of the collapse of the Old Kingdom is uncertain, a combination of drought and internal conflicts. 67. The location of the sanctuary of the goddess Neith was lost, a main cult center that has never been found. 68. The Egyptian knowledge of world geography is surprising. Maps that included America is a theory. 69. The function of bronze mirrors is enigmatic. They could be for divination rituals or cosmetics. 70. The identity of Pharaoh Snefru is fascinating. He built 3 pyramids, but his personal life is a mystery. 71. The technique for creating honey bread is a secret, a food that, according to texts, never spoiled. 72. The purpose of scarab amulets is debated, ranging from protection to symbols of resurrection. 73. The disappearance of the solar god Aten is intriguing, a monotheistic cult that was erased after Akhenaten. 74. The cause of the Sea People's Wars is uncertain, massive migrations that changed the ancient world. 75. The location of the treasure of Tanis is a myth, a city full of gold that many seek. 76. The use of poisons in the pharaonic court is a mystery, palace intrigues with unexplained deaths. 77. The identity of the high priest Imhotep is unique, a man who was deified centuries after his death. 78. The technique for creating indelible ink is a secret, writings that have withstood water and time. 79. The purpose of the double crowns is symbolic, but the exact coronation ritual is unknown. 80. The cause of Queen Nefertiti's death is an enigma. She disappeared from records without explanation. 81. The location of the Egyptian Fountain of Youth is legendary, a source of life mentioned in texts. 82. The use of crystals in rituals is a mystery. Quartz has been found in tombs with unknown purpose. 83. The identity of Pharaoh Scorpion II is intriguing, a pre-dynastic ruler with unique symbols of power. 84. The technique for creating glazed pottery is a secret, blue and green colors that do not fade. 85. The purpose of the unfinished obelisks is debated. They could be mistakes or ritualistic abandonments. 86. The disappearance of the Meroitic language is an enigma, a language spoken in Nubia that has not been fully deciphered. 87. The cause of the decline of Thebes is complex, a powerful city that fell into obscurity. 88. The location of the royal arsenal of Memphis was lost, a legendary weapons depot never found. 89. The knowledge of human anatomy is surprising. They described organs and systems without apparent dissection. 90. The function of offering tables is enigmatic. The exact ritual for presenting food to the gods is unknown. 91. The identity of Queen Sobekneferu is mysterious, the first female pharaoh with a brief and obscure reign. 92. The technique for creating paper-thin papyrus is a secret, sheets they used for royal correspondence. 93. The purpose of the Hebsed rituals is debated, a royal renewal ceremony with unknown steps. 94. The cause of Pharaoh Seqenenretar's death was violent. His mummy shows unexplained battle wounds. 95. The location of the Garden of the Soul is mythological, an Egyptian paradise that has no physical location. 96. The use of bells in rituals is a mystery. They have been found in tombs with an unknown function. 97. The identity of the god Khnum is intriguing, a divine potter who molded humans on his wheel. 98. The technique for polishing obsidian is a secret. They created mirrors and tools with perfect edges. 99. The purpose of the Ka statues is enigmatic, representations of the soul with a dark ritual function. And at 100, the cause of the disappearance of Hermetic knowledge is a mystery, wisdom attributed to Thoth that was lost forever. If these 100 mysteries have impressed you, subscribe for more journeys into the past, and now on the screen, there are 2 videos that you are sure to enjoy.